Okay, so we're going to start lying down today, so you can just take your time. Any comfortable lying position will do, so it's whatever feels right to you. So as you come down, you can either have your soles of your feet together or just have your legs long, whatever feels like the best thing for you. And then just taking a few moments, coming away from your morning, and just beginning to draw your attention inwards. Bringing an awareness to your breath. Just noticing it as it just moves in and out through your nose. Breath starts to even out. Begin to notice your body, just how it feels this morning. Maybe noticing areas of tension or tightness. And try and allow that to release a little. In this morning's class, we're going to do a practice in energizing twists. So really trying to use the twists in order to keep our spine nice and healthy, to aid with our digestion. And it also can help us to release tension and stress as well. And obviously that feeling of energy that we get as we practice twists. So we'll start to move a little bit, so maybe just through your fingers and through your toes. And then if you bend your knees, for the next bit, you can either do this with your feet flat onto the ground. You're just going to basically move your legs side to side, so you might want to spread your arms. If you want a little bit more, you could pick your feet up off the ground and do it there. But as you inhale, just take an inhale here, and on the exhale, we're just going to gently move the legs just over towards one side. They don't have to touch the ground. And then on the inhale, coming back into the center. So moving this really to try to warm up a little bit through your hips, your lower back. Try and move as slowly and as carefully as you can. Taking your time, moving with your breath. Controlling the movement. Okay, we'll do one more of these, and then when you're ready, we're going to lower your knees over towards the right side. So just lower them all the way down to the right. And as you get there, you might take your right hand and just place it on your top thigh, just to gently draw the thigh down a little bit more. Maybe stretching your left arm away, and you can either keep your head gazing towards the ceiling or turn towards your left hand. When you're ready, we'll release that hand and bring your legs back to the center. So we're just going to go all the way to the other side. So just take your time, move your legs all the way across. Again, if you find it helpful, try and use your left hand and place it on top of your top thigh. You're stretching your right arm away. Again, if it's not helpful or if it feels too much, then you can always take that hand away. When you're ready, we'll make our way back in towards the center. As you do that, bring your knees in towards your chest. Any little movements when you get there. Now we're going to continue with that energizing. I'm going to energize through the center of your body. So when you're ready, we'll release the legs back a little bit. So just so that your knees are over your hips and into like your fingers around the back of your head. if you'd like, you could lift your upper body up off the ground. You don't necessarily have to, but you could. And then we're going to move over. So with your right elbow, move over towards the left knee, and then extend your right leg away. As you inhale, come back into the center, and then we'll change sides. So again, still trying to work really slowly through the twist. Trying to feel the twist kind of happening through your belly button. So we want to keep the hips as still as we can as we move side to side. And if it feels too much extending your leg away, you can always aim it more up towards the ceiling, and that will kind of not put so much pressure on your lower back. So just see how it feels. But work slowly. Pay attention to your breath. We'll do 2 more of these, so just take your time. And the last one. When you're ready, we'll come back in towards the middle again. So with your knees in, we're going to come up to all fours. So you can either roll over onto your side or just roll back and roll forwards and make your way up. As you come up, we're going to come to all fours. And if you want to, you can grab some blocks here. You could use the blocks underneath your hands when we move on to some stretches. But for the time being, we'll just have the hands on to the mat. You can have the blocks handy. So we'll spread the hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. We're going to circle around here. So we'll just move up towards your wrists a little, and then moving your hips back towards your heels. So just taking your time. Maybe you move a little bit further over your wrists. Maybe you move your hips a bit further back. And then if you want to, you do not have to. We're going to do a little figure of 8 here. So we move over wrist to wrist. On the diagonal, moving back, move hip to hip. And then back up and over towards that opposite wrist. And if it doesn't suit you, you just stay with the circle. As you're moving and you're breathing, then it's absolutely fine. And then if you want to, you do not have to. You could try and change direction, so go the other way. It's too much first thing in the morning. Don't worry about changing direction. Just move in the way that feels right to your body. When you're ready, we'll make our way back in, just towards the center. So as you come in, still making sure your hands are under your shoulders and your knees are underneath your hips. As you inhale, we're going to lengthen through your right leg, so just extend it behind you. As you exhale here, we're going to round your back, pulling the knee towards your right elbow. So as you pull it in, just kind of round your back a little bit. And then as you inhale, just extend and stretch the leg behind you again. So we'll do that again. So we'll draw that knee in, rounding your back, draw the knee towards your right elbow. And then as you inhale, extend it away. Now this time we're going to draw it across the body, so in a twist. So move it over towards the opposite elbow. So just pull it across. And then on the inhale, just still extend it behind you, so take your time. We'll do that once more. So again, draw it in, pull it across the body. And inhale, extend it away. Now this time as you draw it in, we're just going to bring it through the center of your body. And we're just going to step that right foot just up towards the top of your mat. So as you come in here, we're just coming into this low lunge. You might want to slide your back leg back. You might want to grab blocks through your hands. You can see how that feels. We are going to come in for a twist. So we're going to keep the left hand on the mat, and your right hand could go onto your right leg if you want to, and you can use that to start to just draw your chest round towards the right. Maybe you reach up with your right arm. Just see how that feels. So opening up through your chest a bit, trying to stack the shoulders. And again, try and pivot through your belly button to keep the hips pretty still. Just breathing into it. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. Slowly release that hand back down towards the mat. And then from there, we're going to start to lift your chest up. So just pick the chest up off the leg, and then maybe start to reach up with your arms. But again, just see how it feels. Trying to let the hips drop down a little bit. And the shoulders nice and relaxed as well. So shoulders away from the ears, even if you have to bend your elbows a little bit to get that. And just breathing into it. Make sure your knee is over your ankle on your front leg. When you're ready, slowly release the hands all the way back down to your mat. And this time, again, you might need blocks here, but we're just going to start to very gently straighten the front leg a little. So start to move back. See how it feels. So you don't have to fully straighten it. You're just moving back a little bit. And if you wanted to, you could pull up your heel toes and come up back onto the heel, but see how that feels. Please stay here. So again, each time you'll be kind of offered a neutral position and then a twist. So you could always just stay with the neutral. If you want to come in for the twist here, then our left hand again stays on the ground. The right hand could go onto your hip again, or maybe you can reach and open through that hand, but just see how it feels. Just breathing deeply, bring it a little bit more into your hip, drawing the belly in. We'll take one more inhale. Slowly release the hand. Start to re-bend that leg, so coming so that your knee is over your ankle again. So hands either side of your front foot. We'll tuck the toes and lift through the back knee. And we're going to step back to our plank position here. As soon as you get there, we are going to lower your knees. You can just take them towards the mat. And then bend your elbows and just lower yourself down towards the ground. As you come in here, we'll draw the shoulders back. So loop them around, just a tiny little lift of the chest. And then on the exhale, we're just going to push up and back onto your knees. And then we're going to make our way back into a child's pose. So we're just continuing that journey back. When you get there, you might want to stretch your arms out, might want to release them. And just see what feels best. You're ready. We'll make our way back up to just onto that all fours position. Again, knees underneath your hips, hands under your shoulders. So just do a few cat-cow movements here. So on the inhale, start to drop the belly and pull the chest forwards. And on the exhale, just round in. Start to find your own pattern, your own flow. When you're ready, we'll come back in towards the center of that. As you move in, we are going to lift that leg again. So draw your belly in. And as you inhale, extend your left leg behind you. So stretch it away. And then when you're ready, we're going to draw the knee in. So to the same elbow this time, to draw it in, round your back a little bit if you can. And on the inhale, just stretch and lengthen the leg behind you. So working really slowly. So we'll do that again, same elbow once more. You don't have to touch the elbow, just that general direction. Inhale, extend it behind you. So this time we'll move across the body, so over towards the opposite elbows. Start to draw it in, still rounding your back. And then when you're ready on the inhale, extend that away. So we'll do that once more. So again, draw it in, round your back, pull it over your body, twist. And then press it away. Now once more we'll bring it in, put down the center this time. And then we'll step your left foot up towards the top of your mat. Again, take your time to make sure you feel comfortable. So maybe slide your back leg back, hands on blocks or on the floor, knee over ankle on the front leg. So we'll come in for our first twist here. So we're going to take the right hand down, left hand maybe onto that left knee, and just start to peel your chest round towards the left side. Or maybe you open up through your arm. Again, trying to draw back a little bit with the hand, but not so that it comes out of alignment with your shoulder. You want to kind of keep it in line with your shoulder. So opening the chest gently, so work easily with your body, so without fighting against it. See how it feels. Slowly release your hand all the way back down. As you come back down, we are going to lift the chest this time. So as you inhale, start to lift the chest up. Let's peel it up with your time. Release your shoulders and keep them released as you lift your arms up. So we try to keep the shoulders as relaxed as we can. And make sure the weight of your body is in the center of the pose. So we're not kind of moving forwards too much. We're letting the hips sink down a little. And the breath is easy. Okay, when you're ready, we'll release the hands all the way back down towards the mat again. So this time as you come down, again, you might need blocks, but we're going to move back. So we're going to start to very gently straighten through the front leg a little. Take your time. Ease into it. See how it feels. And if you do need a little bit more, maybe you pick your toes up and flex your foot a little bit, but just see how it feels. You don't have to do that. So again, staying in this more neutral position, but if you want to come in for the twist once more, right hand down, left hand maybe just onto your left hip, or maybe you can reach and open through your left fingertips and rotate the chest round again. Just see how it all feels. It feels quite tight in that left hip. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. When you're ready, slowly start to release that hand back down, rebending your leg again. So take your time as you move forwards. Hands either side of your front foot. Again, we'll tuck the toes. We'll lift through the back knee. We're going to make our way back into that plank. So as soon as you get there, lower your knees. Bend your elbows and lower down towards the mat. As you inhale, start to draw the shoulder blades up and back. Chin tucked a little. And on the exhale, push through your hands, bend your knees, press yourself back into child's pose. Maybe this time you release it a little bit more. So you bend your elbows and release your head, release your neck. Okay, when you're ready, we'll start to move forwards again. So take your time. It's moving into that all fours position. So we'll spread the hands, knees underneath your hips. And as you come in, we're going to move to our first downward dog. So start to tuck the toes under. Start to press your hips up and back. And when you get there, maybe you pedal out a little bit through your feet. Any movements. You're just spreading the hands and spreading the feet. Spread across the shoulders. Okay, when you're ready, we're going to look forwards. We're going to step your right foot just up towards the top of your mat. So just take your time. As you step your right foot forward, you can definitely lower your back knee. So your left knee can lower to the ground if you want here. So you just choose whether to have the knee lifted up off the ground or lowered down. Really entirely up to you. We're going to lift the chest up. So we'll lift up. And as you come up, again, just reaching up with your hands. So the back knee lifted or down. It's up to you. So in this more neutral position, the shoulders and the hips are forward and the weight is pretty centered. So your shoulders are directly over your hips. Everything kind of just drops down. And the feet pretty wide. So we don't want to have the feet too narrow. Otherwise we'll feel really off balance. Now if you want to, you could come in and do a twisted version here. So all we're going to do is to reach forward with your left hand. And then reach back with your right hand. So reaching through your fingertips, opening up through your chest a little bit, but still with the weight in the center, and maybe look along your front hand. And just breathe there. Okay, we'll take one more in here. We'll reach out with the arms just for a breath. Release your hands down towards the ground. And from here, we'll just step back to downward facing dog. So just take your time, move back. Again, maybe you move, or maybe you just hold there in stillness. Finding your just stay. Steadying your breath. Okay, so we'll do the other side. So when you're ready, on an inhale, just looking forwards again, we'll step your left foot up towards the top of your mat. Just taking your time. Again, back knee can be down, or back knee lifted, and then lift your chest up. So as you get up, try and steady yourself in the center, maybe reaching up with your arms, but just if it feels right, just keep your arms down. Again, make sure there is enough of a gap between your feet, so horizontally, so you feel pretty balanced. Shoulders drop down, chest lifts a little bit, belly pulls in. So again, if you want to come in for the twists, you can. So your right arm is going to reach forwards this time. And then that left arm is going to reach back. So reaching through your fingertips, opening up through your chest a little bit, and rotating in your body. So your body, your hips are pretty fixed, the lower back's pretty fixed, but as you move up, there comes a little bit more rotation towards kind of the thoracic spine, but not very much. And the most of our rotation is up towards our neck, really. Okay, so when you're ready, we'll come back into inhale. As you exhale, release the hands all the way down and step back, downward facing dog. Again, just breathing deeply, stretching your legs, without having to move them. You don't need to move, and you can just gently press the heels down. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. We're going to lift your heels up now, and looking forward, you're either going to step or walk towards the top. So just taking your time. And as you get there, separate your feet hip distance apart and bend your knees a lot. Either just let the arms rest on your legs, or let them hang down, or maybe take hold of opposite elbows. If that helps you and suits you better, then do that. Okay, when you're ready, we'll release the hands down, first of all. And then on an inhale, we'll start to lengthen forward, so stretching through your spine. And on the exhale, just folding back in towards your legs. So on the inhale, we'll reach up, so coming all the way up to the top this time, so you can keep reaching with your arms. And on the exhale, we'll draw the palms together, just in front of your heart. Maybe closing the eyes for a moment, noticing how everything feels here. Okay, we'll release the hands, we'll open the eyes. So we're going to come in, we're going to do a little bit of balance, and we're going to do chair and half chair. So if you want to, the best position is probably against the wall, which would help you if you've got that. If you don't worry, you can just use the options, and if you don't, we will introduce a little twist. You don't have to do the twist either, but you could. So we're going to start in chair, so in Utkatasana. So feet either together or apart, really entirely up to you. And then when you're ready, on an inhale, we'll just start to bend into your legs. So just take your time, maybe reaching up and forward with your hands. Maybe you release your hands a little bit. But the weight is back and the belly is pulled in. Now from there, we're going to bring the hands towards the center. So we're coming in for for a half chair, first of all. So we'll stand on the right leg. You might just lift your left foot up off the ground. So you just see if that feels fine for you, you could do that. You could grab a block and place your foot in a block to lift it higher up. Or maybe you can place that foot onto your shin or maybe onto your thigh. It doesn't really matter, but just wherever you feel it is right. So we're standing on one leg and your foot could just be lifted off the ground. It's just that little one-legged squat that we're trying to get. So again, wherever you are, it doesn't matter. Just try and keep your chest lifted, your belly start to feel that you're focusing your gaze softly and you're starting to notice the breath a bit more. Now, you could stay here, okay? If you want to come in for the twist, then you could. So your right hand would just move to the outside of your left thigh or leg, whatever it could, and then reaching back through your left arm. So trying to keep yourself pretty centered, but rotating around again through that belly button. And it's not an extreme twist here, it's quite gentle, but it's still a twist. And to challenge your balance even more, you could look back at your back hand. I'm not gonna. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. Come back to the center with your hands and lift your knee and place it back onto the ground. And then just straighten your legs. Have your feet together, hands together. Close the eyes for a moment. And just start to notice sensations in your body, how everything feels in your mind. Maybe there are sensations in your breath as well. Just observe them. Okay, we'll give that a go on the other side. So again, feet together or apart, your choice. Start to move back into that chair. So sink the hips, reach forward with the arms. Find a balance, so in your feet. And start to feel the weight back into your heels a little bit and the belly drawing in. When you're ready, we'll bring the hands towards the center. So again, you might just lift through your right heel. Stay with that. Maybe lift that right foot and place it onto a block or onto your shin. Or if you can, pick it up a little bit more and place it on your thigh. So we strongly flex the right foot and we kind of push the right knee open a little bit. And then sinking down through your hips, but with the chest staying pretty lifted. Good, just breathing deeply. Focus your gaze. Steady your breath. So stay here, so you can stay in this neutral position or move around the twist. So the left hand just to the outside of that right leg somewhere or on it. It doesn't have to be outside. Start to reach back through the right arm. So just stretch it behind you. Again, just a very gentle twist, keeping the hips still. Rotating a little bit through the belly button. Working the legs strongly in our balance. Okay, when you're ready, slowly release your hands, so back towards the middle. And then we'll pick up that knee. We'll bring the feet back together. And just straighten the legs, which should feel quite nice as you come in and straighten them. Okay, when you're ready, we'll release the hands, we'll open the eyes. We'll just do a little chair flow here just to kind of get things moving again, keep us energized. So feet together or apart. As you inhale, we'll start to bend the knees again and reach through your arms. On the exhale, we're just going to fold, so just towards your legs. You keep them bent as you lower down. As you inhale here, we'll lengthen forwards. Maybe you can straighten your legs as you straighten your spine forwards. On the exhale, just folding back in. As you inhale, we'll come back into that chair. So bend your knees, reach forwards with the arms. And on the exhale, we'll press to stand. Okay, we'll do that again. So inhale, bending in the knees, reaching forwards. Exhale, fold. Lengthen on the inhale. Fold back in on the exhale. Bend the knees on the inhale. And rise to stand. Okay, we'll do that one more time. So take your time. So start to move back into your chair. Start to move through at your own pace. Lengthening your spine. Bowing towards your legs. Coming back into that chair. Press to stand. Okay, you can release your hands. Give your legs a little shake. So we are going to move up towards the top of your mat. We're going to come in and we're going to do some standing postures. So there will be neutral versions of the pose, which you can stay in. It's up to you. Or you could try the twist, and any variation of the twist will do as well. So we'll start at the top of your mat. I'm going to stay here for the time being, but you stay at the top. We're going to come into chair again to start. So feet together or apart. We'll move into that chair on our inhale. So just take your time. As you come into it, we're going to come into a twisted version of it. So we're going to bring the hands to the center. You could come in kind of for a similar version. So just taking your left hand to the outside and reaching back, but like we did in that half chair. Or you could bring your hands to the center, keep them there, and then move your left elbow just to the outside of your right knee and start to press your hands together. Draw your right elbow back a little bit to draw your chest down. Just make sure that your knees stay pretty level. Your hips drop down a little. And just breathing into it. Again, the hips stay kind of still and the rotation happens a little bit more through your belly button. Okay, when you're ready, come back into the center of that chair. So stay in the chair if you can. And then we're going to lift up through your right leg, just your right foot, a little hover. I'm going to step back with that right leg into a high lunge again. So when you get there, you can just lift your body and then maybe reach up with your arms. Just see how that feels. And make sure your feet are in the right position. So you did this a little bit earlier. So make sure your feet are wide enough apart. Make sure you feel centered in the posture. So you're actually there in the center of it. And then from here, if you wanted to, you could come in for a twisted version of this, but you do not have to. So the hands would come to the center of your chest. We reach forward a little bit, so with the upper body, and then we take that right elbow to the outside of your left knee to draw yourself round in that twist. But again, doesn't it feel right to you, then you wouldn't stay in it. You wouldn't stay in it long. But just breathe deeply. Okay, we'll take one more inhale here. Now we're going to start to come back up. So maybe move to the center first. Reach back up with your hands. And then from there, we're going to open up to warrior two. So the heel of your back leg presses down. And then we open up into that warrior two position. Good. So reaching forwards, pressing down gently through your right leg and opening up through your chest. And then start to find a stillness here. So once you've moved in, once you've adjusted, see if you can stay still. And again, you can stay in this posture for another 5 breaths if you like. Otherwise, you might want to come in for a twisted version of it. So we bring the hands towards the center. We rotate round, so up towards that left leg. And then when we get there, we lengthen the chest forwards again. And then take the elbow to the outside of the knee again. So it's a little bit similar to the posture that we just did when we were in that high lunge. But the back foot is down, the back heel is pressing down. Then you can always stay warrior two if you prefer. We'll not stay here for too long. We'll take one more inhale. We're going to start to lift back up again. So use your core. Drive yourself back up into warrior two, but just for a breath in warrior two. And then release your hands all the way down to the mat. As you do that, turn onto the toes of your back leg. So we come into a high lunge or low lunge position. We are going to lower to the ground here, but we'll step back to plank first. Again, lowering your knees first if you'd like. And then just bend your elbows and release yourself all the way down. When you get down, you can just relax. So maybe bringing your arms, crossing them over in front of your, or underneath your head. And just start to notice how everything feels. So a lot of the energy that we create when we create our twists is actually released when we come out of the twist. So when we release the twist is when we kind of feel that rush of energy and euphoria even. Now while we're here, we're going to do a little variation. So it's a kind of a combination of a bow pose and a locust pose. So you can see what you think of it. But we're going to bend your right leg. So we just bend the right leg in. Now from there, you're going to stretch your left arm away. So you've now got your left arm straight and your left leg straight. And if you wanted to, from here, you could just push through your right forearm and then just lift a little bit through your legs. You want a little bit more than that. You could reach back with your right hand, grabbing hold of your right foot. And then as you inhale, we stretch through your fingers and your toes. We push the foot into the hand and we lift everything up. Again, see how it feels to you. Try and make sure that when you come into it, you're still feeling pretty calm, pretty relaxed. You're still able to breathe easily. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. We'll slowly release everything all the way back down. So you can release your legs, release your head. Maybe you want to rebend your legs and just very gently move them. It's just up to you. If you feel that helps, then do it. When you're ready, we'll release the legs. We're going to make our way back up, so you can use your hands here, just have them under your shoulders. Press yourself back up onto your hands and onto your knees. From there, we'll just move to downward facing dog. So we're going to tuck the toes and lift the hips. And again, when you come into down dog, you can move a little bit if you'd like, or maybe you just hold still and stretch your legs out a little bit more. Maybe if you feel an excess of heat, you could take a deep inhale through your nose and then just sigh it out your mouth. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. So again, from here, we're going to lift your heels and either walk or step towards the top of your mat. So just taking your time. Separating your feet, again, maybe hands on the legs or just allow the arms to dangle or take hold of opposite elbows, whatever feels best. Keep the belly drawn in. We'll release the hands when you're ready. On your next inhale, start to lengthen forwards, so stretching forwards through your spine. And on the exhale, we'll just fold again towards your legs. On the inhale, we'll reach up, so rising all the way up. And on the exhale, we'll draw the palms together in front of your heart. Okay, we're going to do all that on the other side. So again, towards the top of your mat, just have your feet either together or apart. So we'll come back into that chair position again. So on your inhale, bend your knees, start to reach with your arms. So we're going to move the hands towards the center. So this time we're going to move over to the outside of your left knee. So just start to move that elbow over. And as you come over towards the left, start to draw the left elbow back. And the left shoulder pulls back. You're going to the right again, Marjorie. There you go. So again, keep your hips nice and level, keep the belly pulled in, just breathing deeply. Okay, when you're ready, we're going to make our way back to the middle, but we're staying in this chair position as we come back into the center. You still have your hands towards the heart. And we're going to start to lift through your left leg this time. So you lift your heel off the ground and then maybe hover your foot and then start to reach back with that left foot. So we're coming into that high lunge again. So make sure your feet are wide enough apart. Start to lift your chest up maybe, and then maybe start to reach up with your arms. Again, relax your shoulders. Find your drishti, find your breath. Stay calm in the posture. And if you'd like to, you can stay here, so just in this more neutral position. Otherwise, we'll bring the hands towards the center again. We're going to lengthen through your chest. So we move forwards a little bit as we lengthen the chest, pushing through your back heel, and then taking that left elbow to the outside of the right knee. So draw yourself around, pull back on your right shoulder. Good, breathing deeply. Start to feel where you twist from. So from your belly button. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. So when you're ready, slowly back towards the center. Maybe just reach your arms up, just for that one breath. And then we turn on the heel of your back leg and we open up into warrior two again. So again, in this warrior two, just start to feel the balance in your body. So reach to your fingertips, maybe look at your back hand. Start to feel the hips opening a little bit more and the front knee drawing back. The weight in your legs are even. And your breath is steady and calm. Now you can stay with us. Again, you have an option to come into a twisted version here. So we bring the hands to the center. Start to rotate your body round towards that front leg. Start to lengthen forwards through your chest again and your up back. And then maybe taking that left elbow to the outside of your right knee, start to rotate round. So press the palms, pull back with your right elbow, but see how it feels. If it doesn't feel right or doesn't feel good even, then just come out of it, come back into warrior two. Okay, we'll not stay here long. When you're ready, we'll start to lift back up. So draw your belly in, rise back up again, move to warrior two just for one breath here. And then release your hands all the way down towards the ground. Turn onto the toes of your back leg so we're in a lunge. From here, step to plank. We are going to lower all the way to the ground again. So maybe the knees come down, you bend your elbows, and you just melt all the way to the ground. Bring your arms down, drop your head down, relax. And even here, maybe take a big inhale and just let everything go. Okay, we've got to do that locust hash slash bow pose on this side. So we're going to bend your left leg in. Again, just bend it in and stretch out through your right arms. The right arm is long. So if you want to, you could just from here, push through that left arm, start to lift your chest and reach with your hands and your leg. If you want a little bit more, reach back. So taking hold of your left foot with your left hand. And then when you're ready, start to press the foot into the hand, start to reach through your fingers and through your leg and lift up, but just see how it all feels. Just breathing deeply, keeping calm, stay focused. Now that, slowly release everything back down. Bring your arms round, drop your head down. Again, maybe rebend your legs and move a little bit, but just if it feels good. When you're ready, we'll start to come back up. So again, take your hands under your shoulders. This time we'll just press up, just to all fours first of all. We're kind of into wide leg child's pose. So maybe widen your knees, bring your feet together, and then start to set the hips back. When you get there, try and totally relax your upper body. So you bend your arms and drop your head onto them. Okay, when you're ready, we're going to start to come back up. Just take your time. Just using your hands, start to push back up again. So we're going to make our way into a wide leg sitting position. So you can swing your legs around towards the front. Widen your legs. So with bent knees, if you'd like, you can grab a block here if you want to. You can sit on a block or a folded up blanket. It's really entirely up to you. Or just maybe try and sit forwards a little bit more. I'm going to move through this before we settle into it. So you could have your hands just in front of you, just on the ground. I'm going to kind of walk ourselves forward, trying to hold on the inhale and move on the exhale, and you just see how far you can get with it. So inhale, we'll just take a little preparation. As you exhale, walk your hands forward a little bit, so you don't have to go that far, just take your time. Inhale again, and then as you exhale, start to walk a little bit further. You kind of see where we're going here. You just need to decide where you're going to stop. So on the inhale, try and release the muscles, so they kind of tense up as we move in. So take that opportunity on the inhale to relax, and then on your exhale, move in a little. So inhale to hold, exhale to move. And eventually you'll find your spot. So the spot that you want to stay at, and that is just where you will stay. So without urging yourself on to get any further, without having any desired goal in mind. So we're not trying to get to a particular point. Even if you got there yesterday or last week, it doesn't matter. Where do you get to today? When you're ready, we'll slowly start to move back. So take your time, ease yourself out of it a little bit. And from there, we're going to come into a little kind of mermaid pose. So I'm going to bend your right leg in. So you just bend it in to any degree. It doesn't really matter. I just bend the leg. And then we'll do the same with the left leg, but it's going to go behind us. So kind of like a Z-shaped position. So if you just bend your left leg, your right foot might be close to that leg. It doesn't matter. You have to get it to any particular place. I just want you to feel pretty comfortable here, and see if you can sit down. So you're sitting down onto that left sit bone as well. If you're not, you could always grab a block and place it underneath if that would help you. But not too high, so you don't want to move yourself all the way over to the other side. Just enough so that you feel that your sitting bones are down. And we're going to move a little bit side to side. So we're going to reach your arms out to the side. Take an inhale. And then as you breathe out, we're going to take your right hand down. Your left arm is going to reach up, but you're still going to press down through that left sitting bone. So we're really getting a nice strong stretch through the side of your body. So just reaching over to see how it feels. When you're ready, slowly come out of it. So come back to the middle and then take it the other way. So just taking that left hand down, right arm reaching over. Again, one side of your body might feel really quite tight and the other side not so much. So just notice it. When you're ready, slowly back towards the middle. As you come into the center, we're going to take your left leg, you're going to swing it round to the front. As you do that, we're coming in for a twist here, another one. So you could use that left foot and just have it along your right shin somewhere and just twist round towards the left side. If you can, move it all the way around so it comes to the outside of your right thigh. Just see how it feels. So it can be along the shin, which is fine, or we move it kind of round the corner. And then start to use your right arm or your right hand, draw yourself to the left. You can have your left fingertips on the ground as well. And just rotate round a little bit. Start to push down a little bit more through your left foot. So you have that idea of kind of pivoting on a secure point. When you're ready, we'll come back in towards the middle. Release your legs. You can widen them a little bit first if you want and give them a little shake off. So we are just going to come in and do that little pyramid shape, mermaid shape on the other side. So we're going to bend your left leg out and then bend your right leg behind you. So again, aligning your foot over your thighs, up to you. If you want a little bit more spacious, then make it spacious. If you want to place something underneath your right hip, then do that. So sitting fairly centered, we'll reach the arms out. We'll go to the left side first this time. So a cushion's possibly better than a block, so it's maybe a bit too hard. But we'll move over. So left hand down, you can move it further away if you want. And then reach up and over with your right arm. But keep pressing down through that right hip bone so that you are actually stretching the side of your body. When you're ready, back in towards the middle. So we'll go the other way. So again, reaching down with your right hand, up and over with your left. And you might feel some tightness. And see how it feels compared to when you did it on the other side. So just noticing, observing, without judgment. Okay, we'll release back towards the middle. So again, with your right leg this time, we'll bring it round. And you might just place it somewhere along the front of your shin. You can come round into that twisting position from there. If you can, move it round so it's on the outside of your thigh. Use your left hand or arm to draw yourself to the right, and your right fingertips are just behind you, just to lengthen your spine a little bit as you move round. When you're ready, we'll slowly release back towards the center. And from there, we are going to make our way down onto your back. So you can just bring your legs out long. If you want to continue this energizing theme, then you could move back with me. If you don't want to, you can just lay down. But if you want to, you can stretch your arms out. Take an inhale. And then as you breathe out with a flat back, move back just a tiny little bit. And then try and tuck your tailbone under. Draw your belly in and roll down really slowly. When you get down there, we'll release everything. And we're just going to bend your legs now. So if you just bend your legs, we're going to come in for this little final twist. So we're going to keep the left foot on the ground. Lift your right leg up so you can cross it quite high over the top of that left leg. And again, with no gaps between your legs. Maybe spread your arms, and we're just going to drop the legs just over towards the left side. As you do that, maybe you either look up towards the ceiling, or maybe you turn and look towards your right hand. When you're ready, we'll move back into the middle. And crossing your legs, maybe using your feet here just to align your hips again. So left leg lifts, cross it over the right, and drop the legs towards the right side. Maybe turning the head to the left if you'd like. When you're ready, come back in towards the center. So again, uncrossing your legs. You draw your knees into your chest, and you can make any final little movements here. And then we are going to make our way into Shavasana. So please feel free to grab a jumper or some socks or whatever makes you feel comfortable. There are 2 days in every week about which we should not worry. 2 days which should be kept free from fear and apprehension. One of these days is yesterday, with its mistakes and cares, its faults and blunders, its aches and pains. Yesterday is past, forever beyond our control. All the money in the world cannot bring back yesterday. We cannot undo a single act we performed. We cannot erase a single word we said. Yesterday is gone. The other day we should not worry about is tomorrow, with its possible adversities, its burdens, its large promise and poor performance. Tomorrow is also beyond our immediate control. Tomorrow's sun will rise either in splendor or behind a mask of clouds, but it will rise. Until it does, we have no stake in tomorrow, for it is yet unborn. This just leaves us only one day, today. Any person can fight the battles of just one day. It is only when you and I are the eternities of yesterday and tomorrow that we break down. It's not the experience of today that drives people mad. It's the remorse or bitterness of what happened yesterday and the dread of what tomorrow may bring. Let us therefore live one day at a time. When you're ready, just take a deep inhale through your nose and then just sigh it out your mouth. And then we'll start to move a little bit just through your fingers and your toes. Maybe taking your arms and stretching them over your head, stretching all the way to your feet. And then as you bring your arms over, you start to bend your knees. You can keep your feet on the ground or bring your knees to your chest, but just moving in your own way. If you like to roll over onto your side, you can do that. And just when you're ready, just start to come up. So take your time. Find a comfortable seat when you're ready. Bring the palms together just in front of your heart. So just leaving a little gap to signify an openness in your heart. Thank you so much for coming along and practicing with me this morning. I hope you enjoyed our energizing twist practice. Namaste. Thank you very much. I'll just switch this recording off and then you can